What's up everyone, Talon from the Airsoft Arena, and welcome to episode 2 where we talk about the CQB series. And today's episode, we're gonna be talking about camo patterns and overall gear. And there's some things that I think need to definitely be set straight. There's a lot of weird misconceptions, especially when it comes to camo patterns within those close quarters engagements. So first of all, if you're starting out within Airsoft and you're playing just regular pickup games, just walk on fields, your gear pattern, whatever you're wearing does not matter. Because most of those engagement distance are usually starting at 100 feet and getting closer, your gear pattern does not matter. Because at 100 feet, I'm gonna go, there is someone standing right there. I'm not gonna look at that 100 foot, I'm gonna go, wow, that's some cool M81, but oh my God, there's a dude wearing M81. That doesn't happen. At 100 feet, you guys are moving back and forth, and movement is what draws attention to the human eye, not the camo pattern itself. Now, if you're wearing bright red and you're moving, that is gonna accent movement. But even if I'm wearing M81 and I'm doing like super stealthy, low crawling stuff, it's movement, it's gonna catch the human eye at 100 feet. So just wear whatever you're wearing. So for a regular pickup game, more than likely I'm wearing what I'm wearing right now. I'll wear a long sleeve shirt because I have tattoos, I wanna make sure that they're still good. Usually some type of tank top or something with cut sleeves so I can breathe a little bit better in the arms. Some 511 or some true spec, just straight colored pants. I don't know if you wanna move the camera down or if you're able to see it. So regular straight color pants, and then some of these, oh my God, why can't I remember the name of these? Ultima shoes. They make them in a low and a high top. So these are typically what I wear airsofting. And if you would like to see an example, let's go ahead and set a distance at 165 feet in a low light environment, and we'll put this to the test. Okay, so here I am, way down at the very end of the far wall. Can you see me? Can you see my shadow? Maybe, maybe not. So now I'm gonna start edging to where I can see you guys at the camera. And this, again, is a very, very, very dark corner. So now, if you guys can or cannot see me, if I'm running my tracer unit normal setup, at least what most indoor guys are running, ooh, I start shooting at you. Oh, wow, oh my goodness. Wow, I start flashing at you. Now, all of my super sneaky, stealthy camo is now completely irrelevant because I'm flashing my tracer unit at you guys, and you know what? I'll even put this further to the test. So I'm gonna turn the blaster feature off, so it's gonna be just the tracer unit. Can you see that? I think you guys can see it, because I can see it when it's super low light. So now I'm flashing at you guys with green tracer BBs. I'm moving around back here. Ooh, more green tracer BBs coming at you. And you're telling me somehow I'm still supposed to be super sneaky, invisible with all of the camo that I'm wearing now? That's not gonna happen. Doesn't matter if it's 50 feet, 100 feet, with or without, the fact that I'm purely moving, with or without camo, black or not, you're still just gonna see me. And you know what? Black actually makes it a little bit harder of a color, or actually makes it an easier color to identify you as far as the profile in those dark environments. So, which is primarily why we say you stay away from black as a camo pattern, because it only just accents the profile of that person within those really low environments. So I'm gonna jump out of this. So now we've kind of put it to rest that within a super low light environment, camo patterns don't necessarily change from what I'm currently wearing. It only changes when you get to those kind of outdoor environments where the camo pattern is going to meet the natural vegetation. When you are standing still, again, to emphasize, this can blend into a wooded environment, maybe super late fall or in the middle of summer. I also have an example of digital camo pattern Down in Georgia and South Carolina, this actually performed really well as far as making it a little bit harder to identify a human profile within that wooded environment, as long as you're standing still. It won't matter what camo pattern you're wearing, as long as you start to move, that will draw the human eye. And I gotta tell you, of the military and the pirate guys, when I was playing Ship of Fools this last weekend, if you're in a prone position and you're just hanging out, just barrel pointed into an alley of fire, I'm not gonna see a helmet move in order to bring the rifle up to the shooting position, because you're already in that shooting position. And so because I'm not gonna see that, I'm not gonna know that someone's aiming at me is prepared to fire. Now, that all refers to walk-on games. If you are playing a milsim game where the camo patterns are restrictive, if you're in this faction, you gotta wear M81. If you're in this faction, you gotta buy the Tiger Stripe, 3-color desert, Choco Chip, ACUs, whatever, right? If you're gonna be participating in those events, then you do need to make sure you have the correct camo pattern available. So in the examples that I had pulled, helmet, where I am running AOR2, and the ruling being that top cover, like helmets need to match. And I have the top here for another camo pattern for another event I was participating in. There are very few events that are going to restrict you based on your gear camo pattern. Very seldom have I ever seen that happen. It can happen, you may be participating in one. However, usually not the case. So you can get whatever camo pattern of gear that you want. It does help having a very basic solid color, whether it be green, black, tan, snow white, navy blue, gray, whatever have you. That helps not to confuse other people when they see you on the field. So I have here a plate carrier. I like plate carriers because they do very well to retain body heat in colder environments, like this past weekend. I do have a little bit more freedom as far as adding banger panels, hydration panels, air tank panels, so on and so forth. They do a better job as far as covering my body with more protection. So if someone does light me up with a 40 mic or a machine gun, you know, that's less BBs that are gonna hit me in that soft, tender side fat right here. And I very much appreciate that. I'll be able to hear the BB impacts, but I just won't be able to feel it and have scarring on me. Now, follow me over to this side where I have some more minimalist options. So here is an example of a chest rig. This is a HSGI, which I have modified in order to work with a hydration slash bladder camo or back panel. Now you may notice as well that this one is a little bit thinner, much more minimalist. And obviously, as a chest rig, it's gonna sit right here. So it does a good job protecting the belly fat and the lower belt area, protects the upper belly, but doesn't do a whole lot as far as retaining that body heat in the chest area or just offering basic protection. There's also much more limiting space on the side here on that 3 o'clock and that 9 o'clock position in order to hold more accessories, whether it be grenades, smokes, more magazines, a radio, etc., etc., etc. You don't nearly have the same amount of options. So if you are wanting to add some more equipment to your person, a lot of people will pick up something like this, just like a basic belt setup, which I've gone over belt setups before. There's a couple different ways that you can have a belt setup set up. They come in multiple configurations. This one I have a 3 rifle magazine slot system with a pistol mag pouch right up front here, where I would have an emergency mag pouch, my pistol, a grenade, secondary grenade, and then a dump pouch or IFAK, individual first aid kit. And with this one in particular, it does work with a interwoven Velcro belt system, which goes directly onto your pants. Now, I personally prefer this as a belt setup. Now, granted, I don't like having a belt setup But if I am running a belt setup, this is the one that I prefer. The Velcro does a much better job holding everything into position, doesn't rock and rattle around, keeps everything very stiff and tight to my body. So if I am running something more minimalist, it's not gonna shake around on me. So you have some options as far as how you're going to accessorize and hold all of your kit and stuff onto your person. As a beginner, you can also just get some cargo pockets, some jeans, put your mags in here, put some mags in the back pocket, run just a basic holster on the side here, like a this. I've also learned a neato little trick with a pistol carrying that I actually do prefer if I am going to a mill somewhere I am running a pistol. A lot of times I will dedicate a closed flap magazine pouch in order to hold and retain my pistol. I typically would not have it in an open top like this, just because, oh no, it caught and it's fallen out. I would normally have something that folds over, and then I would just carry 1 or 2 less M4 magazines, or reposition those M4 mags to another position. And that is some basic how-tos with plate carriers, chest rigs, belt setups, and there's one of the 1,000 tricks that could make you a little bit better. Something to consider. And again, these don't particularly matter as far as camo pattern. Get whatever camo pattern you want as far as your loadout. What is going to matter if you are running an event that is particular of camo patterns is going to be your top, your bottom, your brain bucket cover. Ultimately, whatever you settle with, and it may take a long time. I know it took me multiple years in order to get the current plate carrier set up just the way that I liked it. Everyone's going to be a little bit more particular as far as their preferences, what magazines they want where, what grenades they want positioned where. That all is personal preference. We're lucky enough to where it's just a game. We don't have any type of unit cohesion requirements, so you can put whatever you want wherever you want. So spend a lot of time not only wearing your kit, getting used to it around the house, around your room, doing chores, laundry, so on and so forth. It sounds a little weird and a little dorky, but it does make more sense in order to get used to it on your body, being used to moving around with it. Sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes with some of my new loadouts, I will go to the gym next door where I am able to wear stuff like this, and I'll just do a basic workout, get everything sweaty, worn in, and that will help me get further used to it. So that's another one of the 1,000 tricks. Anyway, that is pretty much it. A very basic, broad go-to as far as camo and gear. What is what? And that being said, let's go into episode 3, where I can see you guys at the camera. And this, again, is a very, very, very dark corner. So now, if you guys can or cannot see me, if I'm running my tracer unit normal setup, at least what most indoor guys are running, ooh, I start shooting at you. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow, I start flashing at you.